After a century frozen in ice, Aang mastered waterbending by saving the Northern Water Tribe, but with the Fire Nation on the brink of world domination, the young Avatar remains humanity's final hope. The season kicks off with innocent refugees being ruthlessly hunted down by enemy soldiers, until Aang and his crew strike from the shadows to pull off a spectacular rescue. Tracking down King Bumi, Aang begs him to become his earthbending teacher, but Bumi refuses, prophesying that Aang will soon encounter a powerful new master who will also become his closest friend.
We believe Aang can save the world.
Revealing that Bumi chose to remain in captivity, Aang guides the refugees through a secret path to evade the surrounding Fire Nation, only to face a massive ocean blocking their escape. Combining their bending powers, Aang and Katara parted the massive waters to create a path, but just as hope appears, the Fire Nation unleashes a brutal ambush. Meanwhile, Fire Lord's banished son Zuko escapes the palace, prompting the Fire Lord to send his ruthless daughter, Azula, on a deadly mission to hunt her own brother down. Zuko and his wise uncle are hiding in plain sight, living as ordinary laborers in a poor village to escape the Fire Nation's radar. The Fire Nation's ruthless attack accidentally awakens a massive sea dragon, which immediately unleashes its terrifying fury upon Aang and his defenseless team.
Forces have used the imprisoned earthbenders to make swift progress through the territory.
Combining their forces, Aang and Katara successfully subdue the beast, but instead of destroying it, they use their pure powers to heal the dragon before continuing their journey. Driven by his obsession, Zuko abandons his uncle to resume his relentless hunt for the Avatar, determined to reclaim his throne at any cost. Meanwhile, Sai delivers a chilling warning to Aang's team. The Fire Lord is summoning an ancient force capable of erasing all waterbenders. Arriving at their designated safe zone, Aang and his team face a relatable crisis. They are completely broke and starving, with no money to afford a single meal. Zuko's journey is far from royal as he battles agonizing hunger and scorching city heat, stripping the former prince of his pride just to survive another day. Spotting corrupt fake soldiers robbing a defenseless child's vegetables, Zuko unleashes his elite martial arts skills to rescue the boy, earning himself a warm meal and a place to stay. Watching anxiously from the sidelines, a hesitant Aang reconsiders entering the ring after witnessing a massive, brutal earthbender completely crush his helpless opponent. Suddenly, a blind girl enters the ring, enduring mockery from the giant fighter only to shock the crowd by executing impossible earthbending moves that instantly crush the champion. Intercepting two local laborers on the road, a merciless Azula and her elite team use brutal torture to break them, successfully extracting Zuko's exact hidden location. Watching her flawless victory, Aang instantly recognizes King Bumi's prophecy, realizing this extraordinary blind earthbender is destined to be his next powerful master. Soon, Aang's team receives a lavish dinner invitation from the wealthy Beifong family, an elite lineage known for generations for serving and honoring every historic avatar. Since childhood, Azula commanded all the respect due to her ruthless cunning, while the gentle-hearted Zuko was cast aside by a father who demanded a far more dangerous heir. Now, Zuko hunts the Avatar with relentless fury, driven by a desperate need to prove to the Fire Lord that he, too, can be the ultimate lethal weapon. To his absolute shock, Aang spots the fierce blind fighter acting as the family's fragile, innocent daughter, masking her deadly earthbending identity right in front of her parent. Sensing Aang's recognition, the clever girl slips him a secret note demanding they meet in private, keeping her double life safe from her unsuspecting mother and father. As Katara and Appa rescue Sokka from Azula's deadly assassins, Azula finally tracks down Zuko, ambushing the exact location where Aang is secretly pleading with a reluctant Toph to be his master. Though Toph initially refuses, the sudden chaotic brawl forces her to unleash her terrifying earthbending power, shocking both sides as she violently enters the battlefield. A chaotic clash erupts as Aang's team battles the royal siblings, but the victory turns bitter when a ruthless strike from Azula leaves Uncle Iroh severely wounded before she escapes. With her double life exposed to her stunned parents, the blind prodigy officially joins Team Avatar, cementing her role as Aang's ultimate earthbending teacher. Sensing they are being hunted, Toph forces the group to change plans and take an alternative route to Ba Sing Se, while she and Aang stay behind to fight off two pursuing earthbenders, a battle that ironically teaches the Avatar his very first lesson in mastering earthbending. Reaching the massive outer wall of Ba Sing Se, Toph senses Katara and the rest of the team captured inside, promptly using her elite family's royal influence to secure their immediate release before they all enter the Grand City alongside a designated personal assistant. Determined to defeat his sister, Zuko undergoes intense training under Uncle Iroh before the duo narrowly escapes Azula on a stolen ship, eventually seeking refuge and staying inside the massive walls of Ba Sing Se. Hoping to warn the Earth King about the Fire Lord's upcoming war, Aang is intercepted by the king's shady advisor who showers them with lavish gifts and a grand dinner invitation, making the Avatar falsely believe this banquet is his perfect golden ticket to finally alert the king. Aang desperately wants to warn everyone that the Fire Lord is bringing a massive power from the sky to attack them, but the Earth King refuses to meet with him, while the blind citizens foolishly believe their giant walls will protect them forever. Deeply devoted to nursing his severely ill uncle back to health, Zuko teams up with the other boys to boldly raid the captain's private quarters, stealing food to keep everyone from starving. Completely unaware of the danger, Aang blindly confides in Long Feng about the king's refusal, while the team grows deeply suspicious of their personal assistant who creepily monitors their every single move. Deeply in love but completely heartbroken since Suki's mysterious disappearance, a devastated Sokka even questions Sai for answers, consumed by a desperate vow to find her and beg for forgiveness. After sending letters daily with zero response, Sokka realizes Sai is ignoring him, unaware that the king's men have secretly taken Sai away, prompting a worried Sokka to alert Aang just to discover Sai's home is completely empty. Under Topha's relentless daily training, Aang is rapidly mastering the stubborn element, turning into an expert earthbender who is just moments away from completely unlocking his ultimate potential. Furious over the delayed invasion, Azula completely subdues her commander, warning him that his sloppy spies will expose the attack before forcing him to follow only her absolute orders from now on. Working quietly at a local tea shop while secretly helping refugees, Zuko discovers that his old commander fled to Ba Sing Se out of hatred for the Fire Lord and is now determined to stand and fight tonight's invasion. Disguising herself daily to protect helpless refugees from the impending attack, Katara is suddenly left horrified when a local boy recognizes her and reveals that she has accidentally been saving the Fire Lord's undercover agent. As the brutal night assault begins, Zuko dons his legendary secret mask to jump straight into the blazing battlefield, fighting alongside his former commander to crush the invading forces. Trying to cover up the sinister kidnapping, the creepy personal assistant smoothly lies to the team that Sai was summoned by the king for an urgent mission and is safely staying inside the royal palace. Seeking the absolute truth, Aang confronts Long Feng, who deceitfully claims that Sai was a dangerous Fire Nation spy plotting to assassinate the king, leaving the suspicious team convinced that a massive conspiracy is underway. Disguised as legendary Kyoshi warriors, Azula and her squad trick the local soldiers by claiming to have captured a high-ranking Fire Nation commander, successfully gaining entry into the prestigious Beifong estate. Secretly summoning Aang to expose Long Feng's sinister lies, General Sung reveals that a massive Fire Nation army is gathering right outside the wall, begging the Avatar for help to finally open the blind king's eye. Confronting Long Feng one final time to uncover the ugly truth, a shocked Aang finally realizes the gravity of the situation, discovering that he was trapped in a massive web of lies the entire time. During a tense interview with a suspicious General Sung, Azula cleverly uses Suki's reference to clear all doubts, successfully securing a premium residence inside the city walls. Completely fooled by the disguise, even Long Feng sends valuable gifts to the squad, unaware that Azula is using this high-level access to make her ultimate plan even more invincible. While scouting the local bazaar, Azula senses an overwhelming presence of spies and instantly realizes the city is weakening, driving her to uncover exactly who is pulling the strings behind the king's throne. Forced to speak in cryptic riddles to evade Long Feng's watchful spies, Aang and his team secretly scheme to find a hidden library that holds crucial knowledge about the exact arrival of the deadly comet. Meeting in total secrecy, General Sung desperately warns Katara to beware of Long Feng, predicting that a massive war will break out the moment Aang finally confronts the king. Entering a mystical spiritual library where only their souls can travel, the team faces a massive owl guardian who demands a sacred vow never to use the library's ancient knowledge for violence or war. Uncovering the sacred texts, Toph finds the forbidden book on the deadly comet while a past avatar reveals that a solar eclipse will completely drain the firebender's powers, triggering a race to find the exact date. Exposing their true war motives to the Guardian, The professor inadvertently seals his own doom as the furious owl brutally kills him on the spot, forcing the terrified team to escape back to the physical world. Waking up in shock outside the sinking library, the devastated team is struck by ultimate tragedy upon discovering that someone has heartlessly stolen Aang's beloved flying bison, Appa. Blinded by grief and ignoring his team's warnings, a desperate Aang risks everything in a frantic search to rescue Appa, only to face continuous failure as his beloved bison remains completely out of reach. Executing Sokka's wild master plan, the team hides inside giant wine barrels with Katara using waterbending to mask their presence, successfully infiltrating the royal palace alongside the loyal General Sung. Zuko plans to attack Aang at the library, but his conscience stops him from killing the Avatar, leaving him deeply sick from his intense inner conflict. Thanking Zuko for bringing him to the city, Uncle Iroh meets his old commander to sincerely apologize for his past mistakes. Showing the ancient library book, the team explains the solar eclipse plan to the innocent king, who easily believes them and agrees to launch an attack on the Fire Nation. The game suddenly changes when a blackmailed General Sung arrives with Long Feng and shockingly tells the king that the Avatar is lying, leaving Team Avatar completely frozen in disbelief. Poisoning the king's mind, Long Feng falsely claims that Toph's family makes weapons for the enemy and accuses Katara of stealing royal flowers just to destroy their reputation. Blaming his friends for the disaster, an angry Aang tells the team that their reckless mistakes have now made it impossible to stop the upcoming war. Broken by arguments and false accusations, the entire team completely splits up, leaving a devastated Aang all alone to face the dark future. Controlling the entire city and a helpless Long Feng, a ruthless Azula executes a soldier right in front of him while finally discovering her brother Zuko's hidden location. Trapped in a secret prison by Long Feng's deadly trap, Katara, Zuko, and Sokka are locked seer together, leaving a shocked Aang to discover that his friends have been captured. Learning from locals that mysterious men captured the masked boy, a worried Uncle Iroh immediately sets out on a dangerous mission to find his missing nephew. Kidnapped and knocked out by her own mother, Toph breaks free by bending her iron cage, officially becoming the first Metalbender in the entire world. Teaming up with Uncle Iroh to enter the hidden cave through a secret path, Aang uses his earthbending to sense Appa's vibrations and instantly locates his missing friend. Completely stripped of his power, Long Feng is forced to obey Azula's commander like a servant, finally getting the harsh punishment he truly deserves. Meeting in the secret cave, Long Feng blames Aang for Azula's total control over the city, leaving the shocked Avatar struggling to believe the terrible news. Shutting Long Feng up by exposing his greed for power, Aang bravely declares that he will stay to fight Azula instead of running away. Defeating Zuko in a fierce battle, a manipulative Azula emotionally blackmails her brother and successfully convinces him to join her side to rule the city together. Breaking into the deepest part of the secret cave, a determined Aang finally destroys the chains and successfully sets his beloved bison Appa free. Harnessing the supreme power of all past avatars, Aang enters the mighty Avatar state and unleashes absolute destruction on Zuko and Azula in the final battle. When Aang's Avatar state suddenly vanishes, Azula strikes him down, but Uncle Iroh steps in to save him and helps the team escape with the unconscious Avatar. Remembering the past Avatar's warning that dying in the Avatar state would end the cycle forever, we are left on a shocking cliffhanger wondering if Aang survived.